all of these things get you so focused on one small thing. I like it to be a human thing, like breathing or feeling, and you're no longer ruminating on that anxiety. Welcome back. In this video, we are at Bayou Bandit Disc Golf Course here in Houston. So in this video, I want to keep things going and giving you tips and tricks that you can use to really help better your mental health or help you move forward on your goals. So we're going to talk about two things that you can do when you are feeling anxiety in the moment. We've got 289 feet to hole one. Hole one, you don't have to go between the trees. There's no Mando, but it is a hanging basket right off the bat. 290 feet. I'm going to use an M4. It's a right to left touch of tail. First throw. All right, so the first one was turned over, as you can see over this way. We've got our hanging basket this way. I'm just going to give it a nice little putt with this 400 Glow PA5. Could be good. Here we go. I'll step back. Wow! Okay, so what's going on with me these days? I quit my job. In fact, I quit working in learning and development altogether. I did make a different video about this, but the video didn't feel right. Didn't quite feel authentic and genuine, and so I wanted to reshoot. I quit my job. When we moved back from the Netherlands, I wasn't sure if I wanted to be in learning and development or if I wanted to get into something different. And I figured out by taking a job in learning and development, going to work in that and for a corporate company again, I also realized that I want to make more of a difference one-on-one with people. And so I was in a bad spot, pulled myself out of the bad spot because of the job and really trying to figure a lot of that stuff out. And now I'm switching gears and going back to school to become a mental health counselor. I have been accepted and I am starting this month. I have started with some, orientation modules, if you will. But I have started a Master's of Social Work at Walden University. Yay! I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty pumped. And then afterwards, I'll get my licensure to be a clinical social worker, so then I can get into mental health counseling. I feel that is where my heart is at, and that is what I want to do to make the biggest difference. I want everybody to believe in themselves the way that I believe in them. And so this is my way of going about it. Okay, hole two from the longs is 330 feet. Here's the tee box. We're going to be coming straight out this way, and then it finishes to the left, and it is a basket inside of a tree. I didn't get any turn, but it's definitely towards the direction of the basket. It's going to be like 50 short. Going back to school, and that's the direction that I'm going. I'm really excited for it, but I'm also very nervous. And so we had talked about this video, a couple of tips of how do we get out of anxiety in the moment. One thing I want to start with is asking yourself, is it anxiety from fear or is it anxiety from excitement? So like me being nervous, of course I'm going to start feeling a little bit of anxiety. Nerves will come from one extreme emotion like fear or excitement. The reason I say the first, you want to recognize, are you anxious from a fear or from a excitement standpoint? Because with excitement, we just want to contain that excitement and that energy. We want to bring ourselves to a calmer state without losing that joyous edge to it. So hole three, blue tee box, the long tee box is right where I'm at. We're 300 feet and we are going to be going straight down in between the big tree in the middle and this little bush on the right. It is just straight. It is a hanging basket. Yeah, center tree. 400 Glow pivot. Nose up and short. That's not what you want. Oh. All right. I'm gonna try some touch and some angle on this D4. I'm gonna really aim for that dead tree in the middle, and I'm trying to finish right. I am trying to work, this is a par 4. I am trying to work on the layup and then throw over for the birdie. Nope, didn't do any of that. That was an absolute shank. I know we're only 4 holes in, and I've been talking a lot. I know that this is a shakier cam experience than probably what you were asking for. And now thirdly, thank you for your patience. I appreciate it. This is part of my next chapter is to be a content creator. I want to bridge the gap between athletic or health. I shouldn't say athletic. I'm going to do it all. I want to help bridge the gap between positive mental health practices and the everyday athlete. So what I would like to do is continue to get better at filming so these videos get better and bring positive mental health tips, not just for the everyday athlete, but for everybody as well. Here's where I ended up, funny enough, Bayou Bandit. This is considered inbounds, even though you're across the path. Too wide, but I should be safe if it doesn't roll out, and just too short. One of the podcasts that I listen to is the Huberman Lab podcast. It is really, really great if you like a long format lecture, interview, like talking head with some interviews from time to time podcast. And the episode that I was listening to was about managing stress. Oh my goodness, that was a lazy putt. Don't be lazy. Managing stress and anxiety, and it was a 90-minute talking head, so it was just him. That's a bogey, because I was lazy. And he had talked about the physiological sigh. Now, many of us have heard that when you're feeling anxious or you're in a moment, there are different breathing techniques that you can do. For some of us, often it takes too long to do it, or we just haven't done it, we haven't been guided through it, and we don't know what we're doing. So you can use this as an introduction to breathing techniques. It is a very quick, very short, but very effective way to calm your heart down when you're feeling anxious. Hole 5 here, we're looking at just a 280-foot shot, low ceiling, straight down that way. We've got a tailwind, so I think I'm gonna go with the 400 Glow PA5. Yeah, that was the shot if you don't hit the tree. Okay, physiological breathing from Dr. Huberman is taking 2 inhales and then letting out a longer exhale. So and then breathe normal for a couple of breaths. If you need a second, take a second go. What I try to feel for when I do the full exhale, I want to feel it right here. At the very end of the exhale, I squeeze my core, I brace my core to let the last bit of air out. That is my cue to let me know that I've done the full exhale. So I would recommend listening to the podcast to get his much better professional and credited, because he's a doctor, explanation. When you do the longer exhale, he explains in the podcast how more frequent or longer exhales slow your heart rate down. More frequent or harder inhales speed your heart rate up. Makes sense. When you breathe in more, your heart rate starts going. When you start to slow down your breathing and focus on the exhaling and doing more or controlled exhaling, your heart rate slows down. I found it. I don't love it, but that's okay. Nope. I did way too much juice, turned into a forehand roller. It's rolling, and I got lucky to stay in bounds just barely. So we know this Sigh works because we see many professional athletes do it. In fact, if you're here for disc golf, you see a lot of disc golfers, either before they throw a tee shot, before they putt, you'll see them do the exhale. It's a moment of focus, and it's a physiological way of, a biological way of controlling your heart rate. So anxiety, nerves, all of that starts to get our heart rate going, and really it's about us controlling the heart rate. Oh. Is 440 feet. The basket is off to the left. So the big bushy tree there where the branch is coming out over, I'm going with a 400 glow H3 from Prodigy, which is a like 10.5 minus 1.2. It's exactly what I wanted to do. I'm happy with it. As I'm starting school, I haven't started classes officially yet, so please know that anything that I share comes from what I've read, life experience, 20 years of learning and development, so think of like professional or life coaching. But when it comes to actual mental health counseling, I have 3 years until I'm actually able to do that. So part of this journey is going to be sharing tips, tricks, and things that I'm learning during my credentialing process that has been researched and studied and proven to help. For example, the Huberman stuff, go listen to his podcast. He will give a fantastic, deeper explanation of it all, but also a lot of the credentialing. 300 firm, PA3. Okay, 287 feet straight ahead there. This, I'm gonna tee right here because that looks a little muddy. Okay, so my throw, I feel like I'm being very swoopy, but I'm also, another area that I've started to use in the professional career and coach others on some techniques to do in a more professional setting, but now would love to see it translate into sports, is grounding. Nice stable A5, little flex, fall flat. Yep. Well, okay. At least I get to keep a par. When you're on the, I know I've had one bogey. When you're on any kind of bogey train, being a single or double cart adventure, it's nice when you get a par to start evening the ship out. U-disc, par the last one, 350 feet. So I'm gonna try D4 turnover. Here's our drive. I have a 400 glow A2. One of the first topics that I've been reading about and wanting to decide if it's something I want to specialize in or just be curious about it is anxiety. And with that anxiety, what are ways that we can recognize it? What are ways that we can cope with it? And then what are ways that we can create systems and things for us to not experience that? Second tip, the last tip as we get ready to close out the front nine, and then anybody who wants to hang out the back nine will hang out, is grounding, finding a grounding method. There is one grounding method called the 5-4-3-2-1. It's going through all 5 of the senses. So let's just say locate 5 things, listen for 4 things, physically touch 3 different things, smell 2 different things, and taste 1 thing. The key is to be very conscious and focus on those things when you do it. For the long tee, there is a mando. So that skinny tree in the middle is a mando. You have to go to the right. I pulled through, I made the mando. Finding a grounding technique, what is the point of it? The point is to break the cycle. Your anxiety, whether it's anticipatory or maybe a little bit more fear in the moment, your anxiety is creating a cycle and it's compounding. And what we can do in the moment to at least gain some control so we can perform whatever it is we need to do, we need to break the cycle. And that's where finding a grounding technique will work for you. Nope. Oh my goodness. Another grounding technique that I've used in the past, and I learned this from a friend and mentor, if you will, in the professional coaching world. His name's Paul Slattery. He's in Dublin, Ireland. He's a fantastic human being. Is really just grounding by using your feet and your hands at the desk in front of you. We were doing a lot of coaching on presentation skills, getting ready for meetings, executive presentations, and most of the time people are sitting at their desk. So we would have them, all right, for a 4 count or 5 count, while you're sitting at your desk, feel your feet on the ground. Stretch out your toes, really try to feel every inch of the bottom of your foot on the ground. Then move up to your knees. Are they under the desk? Are they at the edge of the chair? Maybe not your knees, but maybe your hamstrings. Feel every bit of it on the chair. Maybe it's your butt. Maybe you go from your feet to your butt and you feel your butt. You feel your lower back on that chair for a 4 count. Then you move to your hands. For 4, let's just keep it with a 4 count. For a 4 count, placing your hands on the desk. Feel the desk. Like, don't just touch it, but try to get all the feeling in your hand on that desk. And then lastly, move to your head. Are you wearing earrings? Do you have your hair up a certain way? Are you wearing a hat? If you're bald and have nothing going on up there, can you, I would wiggle, I'm bald, hi. I would wiggle, try to like wiggle my ears. You can see my glasses move. I would try to find something that would give me that sensation that I'm feeling. All of this grounding, I'm literally grounding myself to the chair, to the desk, to the floor, to the moment. It's breaking the cycle of the anxiety thoughts. Another grounding technique, if you like the breathing bit and want another breathing technique, look up box breathing. 4 in, hold for 4, 4 out, hold for 4, 4 in, hold for 4. You do that for, let's say, 2 to 3 minutes. Let's just say 2 minutes, because I can't remember the exact timing, and there is such a thing as going too far with slowing your heart rate down. All of these things get you so focused on one small thing. I like it to be a human thing, like breathing or feeling, and you're no longer ruminating on that anxiety. Let's look at hole 10. Hole 10, normally underneath these 2 little trees up over this way for the long tee, we're right here at the crack of the pavement, and the tee is, I don't know the distance right now, I'll tell you in a moment, all the way down that way. So throw down the street or big forehand or lefty, just get onto the fairway. I'm out of bounds, I'm re-teeing for 3rd shot. Definitely going to be in bounds. All right, go buy that electrical box. If you use these methods, could they work today? They certainly can. Do you have the right attitude? Are you trying? And are you being focused and conscious and giving it a chance? There's that. Could it not work until the 3rd or 4th time once you've done some practice and know what you're doing? Maybe. The idea is try and find what works for you. I'm going to do something, since I've already kind of blown this hole up and I'm not playing for score, because score-wise I am sitting at a +5 right now. I want to do, this is a shot I'm not good at all, but I'm consciously practicing. I want to Anheuser it, have it come out, so a little flex. Now we got some wind. No. See, I got too scared and did it too early. I didn't send it. There's a Stoic concept called amor fati. It means I love this. And that's something that I also lean on quite heavily. Look at how many little chip shots I've been able to practice in the last few holes. I love this. Oh, can't tell if it was helpful or hurtful, but I love it. Charging social battery. Okay, hole 11, 250 feet. There's just a wall of trees. It's just beyond the wall of trees. Oh, she's straight with a touch of turn. What can you expect from me? I'm looking to do weekly to bi-weekly videos, each with 2 to 3 tips on something you can do to positively impact your mental health. Whether it's setting something up around you to continue feeling positive mental health, so you don't necessarily have to be in a crisis or in a bad moment, but while you're experiencing the good, set things up so you can keep experiencing the good. Maybe Todd will learn how to putt by the end. Maybe that should be the name of the video. Hole 12, 490. Something I failed to do at the tee was tell you where the basket is. So if you look down there past the little pine trees that you see on the edge of the road, all the way back where you see like the car bumpers and those signs, that is where the basket is. And I am right in the middle behind these trees. I think I'm gonna go A4. Oh my gosh, I got through the littlest spaghetti gap. That's not the line. It would have been too long anyway. Hole 13, we are at 384 feet. If you look through the trees down there at the end, it's a straight shot, but I'm gonna try to go this left side hyzer flip, the Kittyzilla H7 by Prodigy. There's some headwind, so it should come out, and then I'm just trying to finish right. Or roller, skip off that. I'm in bounds, baby! Let's go! And then there's the basket. We just gotta make a putt. All right, got my par. We're at 400 feet, hanging basket, straight down at the end. Oh, juiced into the tree, baby! Yes. Sent it. Too wide. Big jump, big putt. Nope. Juiced. Past the tree. Shoo! That was fun. So in addition to the work I'm putting into school and these videos, I will be going to the field and doing more field work. There will probably be some videos where I'm talking and I'm doing the field work instead of coming out and playing a whole course, especially until I get into doing other sports and expanding out a little bit. But I do want to get better at disc golf. I want to get back into playing tournaments. For the disc golf people, you don't want to see someone just continually shanking shots. Like, you come here to watch content of either cool disc golf or good disc golf. And so I am definitely committing to getting better at that as well. That was uncommitted. That was committed. My goodness. Okay. Bogey train, choo-choo. Okay, so from the long, this is 222 feet. I'm gonna go this A4. It is a 400G A4, same time the Broderick ones came out, but I got it dyed with the Phoenix Squadron. Rebels, baby. All right, from the long, hole 16 is 300 feet. Wow. All right, here's another 300-foot straight shot. Not great, but it's okay. I guess I should be thanking you all for watching my extremely mediocre, if not poor, thrown round. But is it ever a poor round when you're out here on a beautiful day? Long. Oh man, okay. Okay, hole 18, last hole. First of all, put your hand up. Good round. 345, straight down there. I'm playing this right side. Say hi to the bikers. Yeah, beautiful day. Love it. I love it. Not terrible. I'm looking forward to going on this journey with you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for watching, like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'll get more into that later. So as a sign off, there are two things that I've heard from others that I really like that I want to leave you with. They're not mine, I just want to leave them with you. One is the quote made famous by Ted Lasso, but from Walt Whitman: remember to be curious, not judgmental. That's a huge part of my life and aspect, both on the course and off the course, is be more curious than judgmental. Number two, one of my go-to all-time favorite leadership speaker, author, people within that space is Simon Sinek. And at the end of every one of his podcasts, a bit of optimism, he ends with, take care of yourself and take care of others. And I want to echo that. Take care of yourself and take care of others. Cheers.